Today we are going to see things about getting into business partnerships. Okay, so let's say you're running your business and at a time you feel like I can't do it alone, so I need to partner with somebody. Or maybe two of you are friends or you know each other and you feel like let's get on with a partnership and start this business. Everything is great, but before getting into business partnership, remember these things. So some of the things I'm sure you already know and you have heard from different people. You might have experienced it yourself. Some of the most common things are like you need to have a shared vision. You need to have a clarity in understanding what you are doing and where you are going together. So it does not matter what are your likes and dislikes, how are your personality traits, etc. But having a common vision that you guys are moving towards the same direction, that is very important. Because imagine if you're in a car and one person is saying I want to go this side and the other person said I want to go that side, so of course you will never reach your destination and in the time that you want to. So having that common vision is very important. The next aspect is, this is what I have seen, and I'll give certain examples in some cases which are very real examples, and this is something which you can also experience firsthand, I'm sure. So I have seen a lot of people trying to collaborate with people or partner with people who are having the same sort of skill sets, who are doing the same kind of work. Like one of the most common thing I have seen typically in a service industry, it also depends on product-based business as well, but mostly in services, because a coach is trying to partner with another coach who are having the same kind of expertise and same kind of domains and skill set. Well, the question is, if you both are doing the same things, then who is going to do the other things? And if you focus on just one aspect of the business, on one segment of the business, who is going to take care of the remaining aspects of the business? So this is a very basic fundamental understanding that you need to have, because what happens at the beginning, you go in with full josh and you start doing things fantastic. Within few days the reality creeps in and then you feel like, oh my god, what is happening? Okay, and the next aspect is, now once you know that okay, we have a different set of skill sets, different set of competencies, different set of things that we can do. So let's say, for example, you are good in marketing and the other partner is good in operations or sales or something else. That's a good combination, because then you know what you need to focus on. So when you have this clarity, the next thing you need to decide and chalk out is the specific roles and responsibility. Because see, ultimately, if things are going great, no problem. But when things go towards south, then somebody needs to take the responsibility. And what happens is, when there is no clear-cut definition or a boundary or a clarity as to whose responsibility is this, then it's very difficult for you to navigate from that point on and how to fix it and move towards the next aspect. So let's say you are in marketing, the other person is in operations, sales or whatever. You can fix your roles and your decision making aspect. So any decision in the marketing that you need to take, you need to take. So the other person will not interfere. Yes, you can always decide together, but ultimate decision is based on you. Similarly, that goes for the same for the other department handling by the other partner. So that keeps, you keep your stuffs in your bay, I'll keep mine, but both working towards the same vision and the same goal for the business and the company, and everything is clean and things move in that direction. Yes, all the time this is not possible. All the time it cannot be as separate as this. Things will mix up, there will be overlap, which is fine. But whose roles and responsibilities are upon whose shoulders, then you can actually hold each other accountable that this thing was supposed to be done, where is it? That thing was supposed to be done, where is it? Because if you are not clear as to who is having the role or responsibility, you don't know whom to hold accountable for. And then, pass on the blame to each other and you reach nowhere. That is another aspect. The next thing is, of course, having a transparent communication and understanding. And most important thing, before you get into a business, it's very, very, very important that you have a good proper transparent communication. When I say transparent communication, anything that is going to affect this business negatively, anything that's going to affect this business partnership negatively, everything needs to be brought up on the table and communicated. I'll give you an example. So, some time back, two people working together, and one partner, they started working together. Everything was fine, separate skill sets and all these things was fine. One partner, this person did not tell the other person that this person was having a lot of loan, a lot of financial debt, and this person was not having any other source of income. But that person did not bring this up on the table even after discussion that, okay, when this money, so let's say 100 rupees is coming in the business. So of course, if the partner, as per the partnership, they divided into this much, X amount is going to partner 1, Y amount is going to partner 2, and the Z amount is going for the business, okay, because you have to run the business. But this partner did not bring this conversation of the money, financial debt on the table. So what happened was, when the 100 rupees was coming in, this partner was taking away all the money, citing that I don't have money to run the home or this and that. At the beginning, the partner, out of compassion or standing, said, okay, you take the money if there is an emergency or this and that. But over a period of time, there was a confusion and there was no clarity. What exactly is happening? Why is the whole money going into how we are going to run the business, and the other partner was not getting any money? So then this partner said, okay, I'm having this loan thing and this and that. And that was like a bomb for the other partner. It is because you can't hide these things, because if it is directly impacting your business and your business partnership, these things have to be brought up on the table, okay? So that always have to be there. Anything directly or indirectly, if it's hitting your business or the company, you have to bring it up, okay? That is one thing. So having aligned, the next aspect is having aligned values and ethical aspects, because ultimately, see, it doesn't matter whether your 100% of the values are matching or not needed, but you need to meet somewhere, because what happens is there can be lots of differences in the personality traits of a person, values, understanding, way of decision making things, everything is fine. But you need to meet somewhere. Your business partnership, trust me, is not very different from your marriage or your intimate partnerships that you have with your partners. Both work on the same fundamentals and same principles. So that stays intact. So the next aspect is personality traits. As I mentioned this word few times, every person is different. Every person's way of thinking, their upbringing, their background, their cultural differences, so many things are there. So until and unless you understand the person in front of you, it is not, going to help you to deal with that person. Because just to give you an idea, there are different types of personality traits. One of a very famous one is the DISC assessment. So you can take this DISC assessment by yourself. You can find the link in the description box itself. It is an assessment where you can find out your own personality trait. Okay, which trait is more dominant in you, which is secondary to you. Similarly, when the other partner or people take this test, you will understand what kind of personality they are. Why? Because this becomes helpful when you are dealing in a social environment, when you are dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. This is also a reason you will see there are certain people very dominant in nature. There are certain people who likes to do things very structurally. And there are certain people who are like, you just give me the deadline, you don't micromanage me, I'll get it done. You just don't sit on my head. So different people, different ways of working and different ways of understanding, different ways of dealing. So when you understand this fundamental, you are good to go in handling various people, because it becomes easy for you to understand and get that clarity. Okay. The next aspect is important thing, financials. One aspect of the financial I already told you. Now, when you have already started the business and you are working together, another important thing, one penny that is coming in the company, one penny that is going out of the company has to be recorded. And it has to be, again, a very transparent communication between both of you or between the partners, all of you who are there, because it matters. Every penny matters. So keep it very transparent, okay? Because remember, money matters in this case. The other aspect, hiring and dealing with the team members. So now let's say you have decided to start the business. Fantastic. Now slowly you want to hire more people for the team. In doing that, you might like somebody, that person might like somebody, you don't like that person does not like this person. So you guys have to keep your likes and dislikes aside and bring in people who are best for the company. And for that, you need to come up with certain standards, certain protocols, certain guidelines, certain non-negotiables, which you are going to implement into hiring new people. And you're going to stick with it. As simple as that. Okay. The next aspect is very much important: contingency plans and exit plan. Why? Because you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, the business might not work like you expected it to be. Tomorrow, you might find a better opportunity, or you might think that, okay, both of you cannot work together, so we have to part ways. Anything can happen. So one of the most important thing over here is having a good understanding in terms of exiting. I'll tell you another real example. So these two people were working, and one person, so they knew each other very well and they started off doing the business. Everything was fine. Different skill sets and things like that. However, one person was having a different thought process, and this person started working with a different set of people altogether. So what happened was, this first person was offered a different partnership with some other individual, some other group of people, and this person brought that on the table with his existing partner. So both of them discussed, and they thought that, okay, they are going to meet these bunch of people and see if there is any possible collaboration or things like that. No harm in talking. But after a certain time, what the second partner saw was, this first partner actually already collaborated with those people. So yes, it is a form of betrayal, because this first partner did not say the second partner that I am actually joining these people. And not just that, what this partner did was announced it on social media without even having a proper discussion with the existing partner. The reason is, both these people were friends, and the first partner took the second partner so much for granted and thought that, oh, he's going to understand, no problem. And most importantly, this first partner also used the name that they decided they are going to use for their own business. So they converted the domains and everything like that. Most importantly, did not even say this face to face, and not even on call. So it was a devastating factor for the second partner, because it was a clear-cut betrayal for this partner. So when you are trying to exit, one of the very important thing is have that mutual respect for each other. There is a reason that you started it off, and when you want to break it off, you can still have that dignity, and you can still have that little bit of understanding and respect, if not towards the other person, but at least towards the relationship that you already had, right? It can be many factors that's running on your mind, but when you do these kind of things, when you pull this kind of stance, it actually talks more about you rather than your partner. The reason is, if you have done it with one person, you are going to do it with other people as well, because that shows your character, your nature, and how you are. Okay, so this is very important, to think about a contingency plan, to think about an exit strategy together. And one of the most important thing is your documentation. It does not matter if you are getting into a partnership with your friends, your family members, this and that. Have a proper documentation, because things like this, for the example that I gave you, can actually be very bad for the other people. When you betray somebody, there is certain amount of stuffs that are happening on the opposite side, which you think, okay, chalega sort of attitude, that is going to come back to you. So it's like, have a proper documentation system, because ultimately this is, at the end of the day, it's business, right? Another thing is to understand if this is the proper partnership for me. What you can do is, you can actually have a trial period, understanding within yourself that, okay, let's test it out for 6 months, let's test it out for 1 year. If we are good to work it together, then let's continue. And this is actually a very smart thing to work upon, because you will see a lot of people start with great enthusiasm. A lot of people start with, oh, we are friends, we have known for each other, we are family members, we have known for each other, but you can be disastrous when it comes to business. So a trial period is really good to test it out, and you can always do that. And some of the myths are also there, like you can't start doing business with a friend, you can't start doing business with your spouses, etc. In majority of the cases, it actually depends from person to person, because many cases people don't know how to handle their relationships. So that's why it goes for a toss. But in many cases, you will see there are amazing examples where spouses are business partners, where friends are business partners, and it works fabulously. So it's not the problem of the relationships, it's the problem of you. You don't know how to handle this relationship into this relationship. Means, let's say if you are two spouses working together, friends working together, you need to understand your role and you need to just draw the boundary. For example, the way you are treating your spouse in the bedroom, in home, you are not going to treat him or her in the same way in the boardroom. You are playing a different role in the business, in the boardroom, and you're playing a different role in your home. So you need to be mindful of the role that you're playing, and there are certain responsibilities that come with that role. So all you are doing is, once that role is being played and now you are going back to your home and you are getting in your other form, other role of your being spouse or being a friend, you switch to that role. So the problem is not of the relationships. The problem is you are not able to switch the roles. The problem is you are not able to manage. And that's why, bottom line, as I keep saying again and again, if you want to get into something, if you want to get into a relationship, business partnership, start a business, do this, that, etc., you need to first stabilize within yourself. You need to look inwardly rather than outwardly. Basically, you need to look within yourself and you will find all the answers there. So these are some of the most nitty-gritty, crucial stuffs where if you are trying to get into a business partnership. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, do share with me and I will see you soon in the next video. But before that, if you have still not read my book, which is 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game, do a favor, read it. And if you think there are friends, people, family whom you know are struggling to come out of the phase of guilt, to come out of the phase of certain decisions that they have made and they are not able to come out of it, gift this book to them. Okay, you will do a lot of favor and help to them. Alright, so see you soon in the next video. Thank you so much. You'll find it on Amazon, and namaskar.